All right, Grenada, Karen, Kopiti, Mondigan, and the rest of the world, I'd like to officially welcome you to another Mikey Live program. I'm your host, Mikey Hutchinson, and we are coming to you live from the Spice Isle of the Caribbean. Of course, we have a lot of things to tell you about, things that you have not heard about for the night, or, sorry, for the day, things that you might be interested in. There's so much happening here in Grenada and the Caribbean. Boy, oh boy, there is never a dull moment in the place. We have a lot to talk to you about tonight, boy. A lot of things. Spice Mass, Grenada Music Festival, things that happen in the court. So many things to tell you about. And of course, we ask your attention for just about an hour, and we will give you your news. All right? In the headlines, Kool and the Gang and Shabba Ranks, they will headline Grenada Music Festival 2020 as well. Murder accused, remanded to Her Majesty's Prison. Recruitment for Fire Department and Coast Guard Unit. We're going to talk to you about that. And Grenadian fisherman serving a month in prison in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's a story that we have been following. This is how it has ended. We're going to tell you more about that in a moment. Also, the new SMC guidelines have sparked debate. We'll talk to you about a recent development coming up in tonight's news. So folks, don't touch your thing now. When you hear we come back, it's real news in all your lily lolo. So brace all yourself. We want to let you know that the headlines is brought to you through the kind compliments of WPG10, that is channels 10 and 11 on cable as well. Folks, we want to encourage you, before we even go to our first break, to share the program. You see, when I share the program, that's how other people get to know that we are live. That's right. So you go ahead and share the business. All right. A lot of people do not receive notification. They wait on somebody to share. So let you be that person to get someone else to look at the program tonight. All right. Good. So folks, we are coming back momentarily, and when we come back, so we will mash up the place. Stay right there.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
for me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
It's one of the most anticipated events in 2020, the Grenada Music Festival, June 5th to 7th, at the home of the festival, Quarantine Recreational Park.
Fresh as the summer breeze.
12 live bands, more than 16 dynamic performers, great food and local culture. The Grenada Music Festival, June 5th to 7th, bigger and better in 2020. Get ready.
Are you looking to rent chairs and tables? Then call Waggy T Rentals. We rent tables and chairs for any event. We have 7 different types of chairs: plastic, folding chairs, gray and white, resin white chairs, conference chairs, even Chivari chairs in gold and white. We also rent 6 feet and 8 feet rectangular folding tables, 4 feet and 5 feet round tables, and even cocktail tables. Give us a call at 444-RENT. That's 444-7368. Or visit our office at Frequente Industrial Park, Grand St. George.
Why not stay in, turn off the alarm clock, and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz? For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses, we're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
St. Paul Sports, Cultural and Development Organization presents St. Paul's Independence Extravaganza on Sunday, 9th February 2020 at the St. Paul's Community Center. Get breakfast from 6 a.m. and lunch from 12 noon. Enjoy performances by Dash, Mystic Band, Oasis Band, Laura Lisa, Conception Dance Theatre, Comanchero Steel Orchestra, Lisa McDonald, SPGS, BBC Choir, Touch of Grace, Vinue dances, and much more. It's a day of food, craft exhibitions, robotics displays, fashion show, and so much more. It's the St. Paul's Independence Extravaganza.
All right, folks, so welcome back to tonight's program. Now, let's get right into business for tonight, all right? Now, the National Water and Sewage Authority advises consumers in the entire parish of St. Mark that due to system maintenance, you will experience an interruption in your water supply between the hours of 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. on Wednesday, February 5th, 2020. Now, consumers, you are encouraged to collect and store water in clean covered containers prior to the scheduled interruption in your supply. Please also be advised that although the system will be reopened at 6 p.m., consumers in elevated areas may not receive your supply until 2 hours after the scheduled restoration period. The authority apologizes for any inconveniences caused and would like to thank you for your patience as they work towards the delivery of a safe, adequate, and reliable water supply. And folks, that's the message that we received from NAWASA. So the anticipation was built and the announcement was made. The Grenada Music Festival is here again, and this time, like last time around, they are boasting of some world-renowned artists. Now, the highly anticipated 2020 installment of the Grenada Music Festival. It was officially launched featuring a star-studded cast headlined by two-time Grammy Awards winners Kool and the Gang. And of course, you know, when you see Kool and the Gang perform, they give you a show. Now, this show promises to surpass the thrilling performances of 2019 with an incredible lineup at the 3-day music festival scheduled for June 5th to the 7th of 2020. Now it's into its second year. The festival scheduled for the Scenic Quarantine Park in the south of the island has already confirmed 9 great performances. You know what I mean? And ladies and gentlemen, this will be no ordinary night. Kool and the Gang, Shamarangs, I mean, you just name it. I even saw on the list Nadia Batson. Would you imagine that? So we're getting the funkies, we're getting the old school, ooh la la, get down on it, and all these things from the Kool and the Gang, and then from Nadia Batson, of course. I mean, all her latest hits and so on, varying nights, varying genres. This is the event that a lot of people have been talking about. Roman Virgo, people. Roman Virgo is also part of the cast for 2020. Yeah, Steve, sorry, you get you. Crossfire, people. Crossfire as well is part of the cast. You know what? Let me stop. This is news, Mike. If you're forgetting, it's news you're doing. All right, let me go. We are moving on. Big up my bedroom Steve again and get you. Now, just before we close off the story, just know that early bird tickets and season passes for the festival will be available online for sale, all right, beginning on the 12th of February. All right, all you. So, with regards to the recent homicide in Grenada, we now understand that the mother accused Keith Pierre. He appeared at the St. George's Magistrates Court today. Now, he has been remanded to Her Majesty's prison. His next court appearance will be on Monday, 24th February 2020. Okay, and in more police news, the Royal Grenada Police Force, the RGPF, is inviting applications from suitable persons interested in joining the fire department and the Coast Guard unit. Now, applications must reach the police headquarters, Fort George, no later than Thursday, 13 February 2020. Persons must be between the ages of 19 and 35 years old. Females should at least be 5 feet 4 inches and males 5 feet 7 inches. Now, further information can be obtained from the Community Relations Department on telephone number 4403765 or mobile 4055324. Now, for the Coast Guard unit, persons with seamanship experience will be an asset, and I take serious offense to the following. Applications from suitable persons, and then that insult to injury is added when you say males must be 5 feet 4 inches. You know, I take a lot of offense to that, because I feel that somehow you are saying that if I do not meet that criteria, then I do not have what it takes to make a meaningful contribution in the service. I take offense, because it is my passion to serve and protect when I finish serving as a journalist. You know, I want to be a police officer. And you cannot make me feel so bad by saying I do not meet the basic height requirement. I take offense. Listen, somebody could take the RGPF to court and win easily. I just don't have the time to be the one to do that. Yeah, but all you take all the time with short people. You know what I mean? Good. You know what I mean? If you so hire somebody with my stature, maybe you want to utter fire and you need somebody to pass in a little hole, I could pass in a little wrought iron so that you could get the holes a little closer. You know what I mean. It takes all kinds to get the job done. You know what I mean? Can't go and take no big belly man to go and pass through no wrought iron. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's leave that up. Or to climb up a hoist. Or to climb up a tree. You need a small man to climb a tree. And there's somebody with a small stature to hold it out from on top. There you go. You see, I never teach all or nothing. All year. This has been a big case in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and we are happy. Well, we don't happy. We are here to just whoa, yo, that man, big boy. Yeah, no, same thing I just saying. How you gonna take that man to go out of fire? The one in the back. You know what I mean? How you gonna take him to go out of fire? But he qualified to be a police in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but Jukutu Mikey, I make a 5 feet 2, I can't make a Grenada police. You know what I mean? Anyway, lately that talk. That's why I say I don't like all in the dog. Oh God. Anyway, let's get serious now. You know what I mean? Imagine that they don't talk nothing about weight. No, let me take all that. Let me take all that Miss Scream still. Let me take all that Miss Scream. You know what I mean? They don't talk nothing about weight, you know. But they go talk. They don't say, hold on, I'm coming back to the police. Yes, if all they want to have physical attributes that is, you know, at a certain standard, so that you could be in the service, I understand. But my problem is, if all they decide to have a quota in latitude, or that longitude, no, that latitude, no, that longitude, right? So if you want to decide that you have a certain criteria when it comes to going up, then you must have a criteria when it comes to going across. I don't talk. It is discriminatory. Let's go back to them people's story. I don't say nothing about size, only height, like small man doll or something. And I mean, I know I'm afraid small man soon. Anyway, so, getting serious, I'm going back to the story at hand. Now, okay, so hear that. A Grenadian fisherman, according to Searchlight News SVG, who was carrying over 10,500 Eastern Caribbean dollars, I think it was 10,880, right? Something so. in cash while being a prohibited immigrant has said he only came to purchase blackfish and fish. Christopher Joseph, 46 years, first appeared in Kingston's Magistrates Court on 28th of January on 4 counts for charges related to his illegal entry to the state on the 24th in Union Island. He pleaded guilty to enter the state and blah, 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 blah. He was charged, you understand, after being caught on the Grenadines Wharf. All right? All you. They lock him up. The long and short, they say he had to spend a time in the lockup. Eh? They say the name of the person who the Grenadian was allegedly coming to meet were given to the police, and so on and so on and so on, because they say, well, if you come to meet somebody, give us the name. He gives the name. They say anyhow you take it. If it was to buy marijuana, a blackfish, a redfish, or a grouper, whatever it is, the money was coming here, but it's staying here. We know that. All right? That's what the attorney was saying to the magistrate. You understand? So what they are saying is, hey, even if it don't matter whether the man come to buy marijuana or he come to buy fish, the money was staying in St. Vincent and the Grenadines anyway. All right? Although they say despite efforts on the part of the lawyer to have the FIU release some of the $10,000, this was not done because they were trying to get the FIU to release some of the money that they confiscated. Therefore, when Joseph was fined $1,000, he had no means of paying it. So the default prison time for this charge was 1 month in prison. You understand? So all the set up the man to fail. All the set up, you take him money. It's like you're beating a baby and telling him not to cry. All the take the man money and telling him he's in a foreign land, and all the telling him you must pay X and X or else you go in jail. Where you getting money? Eh? And all taking that for a joke, all laughing on the program. Serious thing, and think what they say, why it's joke for school children is dead for crap. You understand? Anyway, I would like St. Vincent again. Anyway, they said Joseph, because he didn't have money, get locked up. Right? They said that the matter will be called again in a month, but in the meantime, a civil application was made to detain the money. Now, Joseph is now currently serving 1 month in prison after not being able to pay the fine. I just find that stupid that. You understand? Who is he relative? Let get a Grenadian lawyer and send up there and organize himself. You understand? Poor Joseph. You understand? Take the man money and then on they tell him now he's charged, pay the money now or else. Give the man the money. Oh look. The next thing. And listen, this matter has sparked a lot of debate in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Even as we see people saying, well, all give him a break, man. It's not like all find him. Yes, you may have suspected that the thing, but you didn't find him red-handed. If it was somebody with a different skin tone and color and eyes and stuff like that, would you have treated them the same way? You understand? All you now, the next thing that we have to tell all you boy, Spice Mask Corporation breaking the internet, because they have posted some new guidelines on their website, and that has sparked widespread debate. It said no thongs, G-strings, C-strings, underwear, full body paint, and no wire bra above a D cup are permitted on the stipulated route. There will be a zero tolerance for nudity and indecent exposure. bands or the individuals found engaging in these activities will be escorted off the parade route and fined. Whoa, yo, yo, yo. Ay, 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 ay. So, Olia, this one has sparked some very interesting debates nationwide. On social media as well. People talking about the business. What going on, boy? Listen, a FM station in Trinidad, dog. A FM station in Trinidad making fun of the business today, you know. I get hard with them. Yeah, don't come and play all the making fun of with business, you know. We go sort out with business. Start out with business. We go organize with business right now, you know. We're trying to get things right, you know what I mean? Yeah. Well, start out with business. Don't come and play all the laughing at us and them kind of business because we didn't laugh at all the song and them Sunday. We don't Sunday. We don't laugh at all the nursery rhyme and them, you know. So don't play all the thing with us, you know. Anyway, let's leave that talk. But this has sparked widespread debate from many, high-profile people giving their opinion on what this can do for Spice Mass. How this can affect Spice Mass, given that Spice Mass, is trending right now. There's an expectation that in 2020 the place go flood with people. Not with church people, with masqueraders. And so, in striking a balance with decency and what is expected on Carnival Monday and Tuesday, you know, tit and tongue go meet. I ain't holding nothing against nobody. We're trying to get it right, so that's fine. But, daddy, well, first time I hear about me didn't even know, first time I hear about D cup and C cup and B cup, I had to go and interview my friend and them. You know, without trying to be too offensive and asking about what is deep. First of all, oh boy, what is a D cup? I never heard anything. You understand? So they say it has to do with the bra size. So somebody tell me a D cup is like a big one, like you know, and anything bigger than a D cup. But I don't know. Anyway, so I asked if you are A cup, B cup and C cup, they say yes. I ask if you're capital A and capital B, and then he has some of them with numbers too. Well, the good thing coming out of this debate is that people like me get to learn. So I say, okay, so you're A cup, you're B, C, D cup. Which cup bigger? The D cup bigger than the A cup or the A cup bigger than the cup? I would think A cup bigger than D cup, but they say nice the other way around. So, and your numbers added to it, you have 38B and all kind of thing. But anyway, let's leave that talk there. So, the thing spark a lot of debate. I wouldn't say controversy, I would say debate. So much so now that the Spice Mass Corporation, in the person of the CEO, Mr. Kelvin Jacob, has put out an address on this. And what they're basically saying is, hey, we hear your concerns and we will take a look at it. Here is an address to you from the Spice Mass Corporation.
Spice Mass Corporation realizes that the guidelines for Fancy Mass for Spice Mass 2020 posted on our website yesterday have caused much disturbance and debate on social media. The specific guideline referenced thongs, G-string, wire bras, and nudity in general was born out of public outcry in the last 2 years. Understanding that we are living in a Christian society, our morals and values must be upheld. Considering this, these guidelines were put forward to the mass bands as part of their registration package in the process of registration, which ended on January 15, 2020. To date, 15 bands have registered. They were privy to and signed the said guidelines in their registration package to complete the registration process. SMC is committed towards preserving and enhancing our premier cultural product as guided by the laws of Grenada. Considering this, the Board of Directors of SMC will review the guidelines and an update will be posted in short order.
Alright, so folks, all here, from the SMC CEO, Mr. Kelvin Jacob, that they will take a look at business and so. So I want to know is that, I just thinking. So when the marshals come and you see the marshals going through the band, is it fair to say that the marshals looking for cup? I don't know. Maybe they're looking for cup sizes. Oh God! Never a dull moment in the country, but I like the debate. Anyway, I like the dialogue and discussions. We are trying to get it right, and we will. Yeah, we will. It's all right. Hey, it's not that serious. We'll get it right. Yeah, I mean, don't play all the thing in. We'll get it right. Yeah. All right. Right. So, the next thing that we have to tell you about, boy. The whole corona business. You understand? Now, the chairperson of the Caribbean Community CARICOM and Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Mottley, says that there is no need to cause panic over the novel coronavirus, which has spread over 20 countries. Now, speaking with the media at the CARICOM headquarters during a press conference at the end of the one-day visit to Guyana, Mottley disclosed that regional ministers of health on Monday met and they were briefed by the Caribbean Public Health Agency, that's CARPHA, and the Pan-American Health Organization, PAHO, on the new strain of the virus and the region's preparedness. Mottley said that the aim is to ensure that the region can protect first and foremost its population, but at the same time ensuring that panic does not beset our people. History has shown that panic does not assist the resolution of the matters. It says ensure that we do not go into panic mode, or we do not cause our economies to, or society, to implode. Right? And of course, we have to find a balance in being reasonably prepared and concerned and living our lives and not creating panic. You understand? Because you see what has been happening here in Grenada for the past, well, on the weekend. A lot of, anyway, oh gosh, stories and sort of people doing things and they know what they're doing is wrong, but they're doing it anyway. To what end? I don't know. Oh yeah. So here it is now. From January 31st of this year, information on sexual offenders can be shown on an online website for the public to access their names, addresses, photographs, and offenses committed in Trinidad and Tobago. And that has to do with the a registry, an online registry, an online sex offenders registry in Trinidad and Tobago. Can you believe that? And there are many who are suggesting now, more than ever, that Grenada take a page from Trinidad and Tobago's book. They say they know that there might be some shortcomings with regard to having that information made available to the public, but they believe that the good that it will achieve far outweighs any negative outcome from same. So folks, that's a decision that the folks in Trinidad and Tobago has made, and they are standing by it. Good, we're moving on. Although St. Lucia again, boy, they say that in 2019 they got a whole set of guns in barrels. I think it was a good amount. In fact, in general, not just in barrels, but in general, they got about 79 guns. And for January alone, they got quite a number. And they say that it's become a challenge for the police in St. Lucia. But the police themselves, they are trying their best to curb this. They are saying that they have a lot of gun-related violence happening there, and criminals are finding creative ways of getting guns into the country.
The Royal St. Lucia Police Force has stepped up its efforts to reduce on the number of unlicensed guns in the communities. With the vast majority of homicides involving the use of firearms, the thinking is simple. The fewer guns, the fewer gun-related crimes. The police are relying on tip-offs from the public as well as their own research to get to the guns. Acting Corporal 806 Ann Joseph of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force says the campaign continues in 2020.
On Sunday, the 2nd of February, 2020, the Grizzly Police Station conducted an operation where a motor vehicle was stopped and subsequently searched. 26-year-old Jean-Luc Yves Smith of Bogus Babuno was arrested and was charged yesterday, Monday, the 3rd of February 2020, for possession of a 9mm Beretta and 1 round of 9mm ammunition. He was taken before the court today, Tuesday, the 4th of February 2020, where he was granted bail in the sum of $10,000 cash or suitable surety.
How easily are guns brought into St. Lucia? The criminals are using every opportunity to get their deadly weapons into the hands of their associates. Even the Christmas barrel concessions intended to create some relief for families are being used to smuggle guns into the island. Last year's efforts by the police resulted in scores of illegal weapons being confiscated.
For the year 2019, the Royal St. Lucia Police Force recorded recovering 79 firearms, and from Friday the 31st of January 2020 recorded 5 seizures to date. 2 of those firearms were recovered by the drug unit in barrels on the wharf in Castries. 2 were recovered by the Grizzly Police Station during operations, and 1 by a patrol unit attached to the Royal St. Lucia Police Force was recovered in Millet in Ancillary.
For the criminals, the guns are an indispensable tool of their trade, despite the risk of a bad police record which can impact their future, plus the hazards of being involved in the vicious cycle of violent crimes, and the possibility of jail time and fines. Some are still willing to take that chance. Stanley Lucian for the HTS News Force.
All right, and thank you very much, Stanley, for that one there. As we move on, see me friendly now, right? All right. So Olivier. Now, all right, folks, we're moving on. Yes, and the next thing that we have to tell you about, boy, only for our time. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we have our very own independence celebration here in mainland, but we also have the same thing happening in Carriacou, and so they had the nice little thing happening there a few days ago, all right? But due to time, the report is kind of lengthy, so we will not be able to go through the full-length report for you. We also have a report for you, but again, due to time, we will share that with you tomorrow. The National Water and Sewage Authority, they have been advising on the current expectation for the drought, all right, and what they plan on doing, how they plan on addressing this, all right. So we will be sharing that with you as well tomorrow, God's willing, again, because due to time, and it's quite a bit of information that we want to share with you, because we want to share it once and for all. We have a lot of people who are complaining about the weather, sometimes not having water, and you need to understand that NAWASA, they are not the producers of water. They manage the resources, all right? And so we had a conversation with NAWASA today in terms of what can we do as a people to at least have, an adequate supply of water so that when there is no water in the tap because there is no rain and stuff and the dams are depleted, you know, how we can survive. So we have that for you tomorrow, God's willing. So this is me inviting you to tomorrow's program for that special that we have with Wasa. All right. So folks, we're moving on. What else do we have to tell you, boy? Right. The next thing that we have for you is our entertainment piece. And it is a rather interesting entertainment piece. But what I want to do before I go to that entertainment piece is take a quick break. And when we come back, you will see what it is that we are talking about as our entertainment for tonight.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
For me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
It's one of the most anticipated events in 2020, the Grenada Music Festival, June 5th to 7th, at the home of the festival, Quarantine Recreational Park.
Fresh as the summer breeze.
12 live bands, more than 16 dynamic performers, great food and local culture. The Grenada Music Festival, June 5th to 7th, bigger and better in 2020. Get ready.
Are you looking to rent chairs and tables? Then call Waggy T Rentals. We rent tables and chairs for any event. We have 7 different types of chairs: plastic, folding chairs, grey and white, resin white chairs, conference chairs, even Shivari chairs in gold and white. We also rent 6 feet and 8 feet rectangular folding tables, 4 feet and 5 feet round tables, and even cocktail tables. Give us a call at 444-RENT. That's 444-7368. Or visit our office at Frequente Industrial Park, Granand, St. George.
Why not stay in? Turn off the alarm clock and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz. For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses, we're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
St. Paul's Sports, Cultural and Development Organization presents St. Paul's Independence Extravaganza on Sunday, 9th February 2020 at the St. Paul's Community Center. Get breakfast from 6 a.m. and lunch from 12 noon. Enjoy performances by Dash, Mystic Band, Oasis Band, Laura Lisa, Conception Dance Theatre, Comanchero Steel Orchestra, Lisa McDonald, SPGS, PBC Choir, Touch of Grace, Vinue Dances, and much more. It's a day of food, craft exhibitions, robotics displays, fashion show, and so much more. It's the St. Paul's Independence Extravaganza.
Oh, the challenges of parenthood. Folks, we have our entertainment piece for you tonight. And this little man, he doesn't want to give me a break tonight. All right, so we have our entertainment piece for you tonight. He needs to go to sleep, right? And folks, since we are talking about cops, I thought, why not give you this?
Happy New Year. I always find myself singing about things I don't like to sing, good Lord. But somebody always doing some Kaisonian something. There was a big get-together for Kaisoka cricket team. Drinks was flowing like water, but no cups to drink within. So somebody made a suggestion that had the boys on a hunt. They say if we could just find we own cups, we could drink as much as we want. Well, if you see me like hungry little chicken all over the kitchen, we looking for cups. Like old Mother Hubbard, we all in the cupboard, we looking for cup. You should have seen me, we looking for cup. To drink, good Lord, we looking for cup. We looking for cup. To drink, good Lord, looking for cup. Kaisonians came in their glory, Kaisonians came in their glee, greeted with songs of gladness from singing Sandra and Lady B, who wasn't formally attired, was equipped in the latest sports. The mighty Sparrow and the Fosco came out in a lambada shorts. Came in a velvet outfit, Funny Burrow exposed a shoe. Duke was in a scissor steel jacket, but all of them looking for a cup too. Well, if you see me like hungry little chicken all over the kitchen, I'm looking for a cup. Like old Mother Hubbard, we all in the cupboard, looking for a cup. You should have seen me looking for a cup. Drink, good Lord, looking for cup. Looking for cup, to drink, good Lord, looking for cup. Watch me with skepticism, as though you're wondering if this is true. But if all you know is real, I wouldn't come here and lie to you. I had a piece of change in my pocket, that's all you throw for the free shopping. I could have even sponsor some glasses if they did come out and say something. I could have even go in the grocery, I could have even go in the shop. Instead of having big Kaisonian in people place looking for cups. Well, if you see we Chalky and Composer in a bell-bottom wrangler and they're looking for cups. I see Grandmaster Kitchena, girl I rush me on you, looking for cups. Looking for cups, to drink, good Lord. Looking for cups. Yeah, man.
Yes, it's called Looking for Cups, and that's a song by Trinidad Rio. It's an old school, yes, and of course that's our entertainment piece for tonight. And of course it is now time for the National Report. We have now for you the National Report. Here we go.
Grenada Airports Authority prepared for any eventuality as Grenada seeks to keep coronavirus from its shores. Details to this story and more in the National Report. With the details to the news for Tuesday, February 4th, I am Leslie Ann Johnson. The Grenada Airports Authority says it is well prepared for any eventuality, even while Grenada puts all measures in place to ensure that the coronavirus does not reach our shores. CEO Mrs. Wendy Francet Williams says the Airports Authority has a pandemic plan, which is part of its overall disaster preparedness plan. During the weekly post-cabinet press briefing on Tuesday, Mrs. Williams said the authority is equipped with an isolation unit and they have approved the purchase of an upgraded 4-bed isolation unit working in partnership with the Ministry of Health. She speaks to the procedures that will be followed if an arriving passenger is suspected of contracting the coronavirus.
We have secondary screening if a suspect case is on board. And if that suspect person is in secondary screening, we also have the isolation unit as a backup. And that person is carried to an undisclosed location for further quarantine. The airport has already sent out a NOTAM to all incoming aircraft and pilots with immediate effect that if anyone on board display flu-like symptoms, we must know before that aircraft lands on our shores, so that if it does, when it does land, that we could mobilize long before it lands. We have taken that step, that first step, already. Once that aircraft lands, the public health inspector from the Ministry of Health boards that aircraft, and he will determine or identify or say whether from the health declaration form that is handed to him, whether there are any suspect case on board or if anyone goes to secondary screening. If an aircraft has to be isolated, we have protocols in place for that. Every airport, we have to have isolation area for aircraft that is isolated with these type of issues.
The virus has been confirmed in more than 25 countries and territories. 2 deaths have been reported outside mainland China. World Health Organization officials say it is not a pandemic and they are hoping it can be contained. The last pandemic reported was the H1N1 flu pandemic in 2009, which killed hundreds of thousands worldwide. Mrs. Williams spoke of other measures being employed to ensure that Grenadians remain safe.
We have in the immigration arrival hall also thermal screening sensors, digital thermal screening sensors that actually picks up the temperature of everyone coming through. So if we miss anyone, from the time you come through that door in immigration, you will have to pass through that sensor. Okay? We have also have in our possession as of 2 days ago, and we are going to erect a second sensor, digital sensor, so that we can pick up those that even if we miss you at the first entry, we could pick you up on entering the immigration arrival, the customs baggage hall.
She says the Airports Authority has already ordered N95 masks and plan to order goggles and hazmat suits. As part of precautionary measures, 2 Grenadians have been quarantined, and the Ministry of Health issued a statement over the weekend that non-nationals with a travel history within the last 14 days from mainland China, whether in transit or originating, will not be allowed to enter any local port. That measure came into effect from 12 a.m. on Sunday, February 2nd. But while procedures are in place for passengers arriving in Grenada's ports via aircraft and cruise ships, the yachting sector still poses a challenge. Acting Chief Medical Officer Dr. Francis Martin assured that they are working with customs officials to ensure that all protocol is followed.
We're quite happy that they're willing to work with us to help us with the health declaration form, They're in collaboration with our port health officers. And so this is how we're handling it at this point in time. In fact, on Sunday, I was home and I got a call from Carriacou because a yacht had just came in there and there were Chinese on board. I was quite happy to check with the epidemiologists to make sure that we were following the protocols, and we were following the protocols. They were cleared because they were at no risk for us, and that was actually a yacht that sailed into there. So we actually have our surveillance on that as well.
This is the National Report. More news after the break. Continuing the news, the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARPHA, is recommending that all private flights from China should be accepted, but they must follow the commercial flight routes. It is one of a number of precautionary measures to prevent the global threat from reaching the region's borders. CARPHA also recommends that no passenger who visited China in the last 14 days should be allowed to disembark from a cruise ship, and all cruise ships must have pre-boarding screening. These surgical masks do not offer protection, so the Ministry of Health has ordered more than 10,000 N95 masks, which will offer true protection. These must be worn by frontline health staff and quarantine staff. In the meantime, how can people protect themselves? Dr. Sean Charles, head of the Ministry of Health's Epidemiological and Surveillance Units, says there are some simple measures that can be employed.
Hand hygiene, cough etiquette. Don't cough or sneeze into the air. Wash your hands. Avoid persons who are sick. Seek medical attention if necessary. Teach your children, healthy practices so that they avoid diseases, because as Dr. Martin said, for these viruses, there is no treatment. There is no vaccine that has been developed yet. Prevention is the best option. The Ministry of Health will do all that it needs to ensure the health of everyone. But we would need the assistance of the public and of the media in spreading the word that it's simple. It goes back to simple preventive measures, public health measures, that will need to be instituted to reduce the impact of this disease.
Finally, Grenada's Minister for Education, Human Resource Development, Religious Affairs and Information, the Honorable Emmeline Pear, says government is close to a conclusion and agreement on a number of outstanding matters that it has been discussing with the Grenada Union of Teachers. And it's hoped that an agreement in writing on conditions discussed could be done in the next 24 hours. Speaking with the media during Tuesday's post-cabinet briefing, Minister Pear said payment to teachers who participated in the rest and reflection last year was a major agenda item. But since government is under no obligation to make a payment, it is concerned about the incorrect message being sent. Both parties have been in discussions over the last few months about the conditions under which government is prepared to consider the payment. Minister Pear says these must be included in any agreement signed with the GUT.
The first thing that we discussed during that period was the issue of clarification on work to rule. And I did say that before. What does work to rule mean? We are quite satisfied that the union has made an attempt to clarify work to rule on its end. We've also discussed that work to rule must be an extreme form of industrial action. And this is not something that every Monday morning you can get up and hear that we are on work to rule. The second matter, as it relates to our discussion over the past months, as in condition, is that the government has no obligation to make any payment. And that has been there from the start of our discussion that this government is not obligated to make any payment because we did not follow the protocols and the industrial mechanisms as stated in the laws of Grenada.
The minister says the first draft of a code of ethics for teachers was also discussed, and they are now working together on a final draft to be agreed upon between government and union before joint implementation. Good governance in schools and good employment standards and practices were also discussed, as well as ensuring there are no legal hurdles to present any challenges. Minister Pay is hoping there will be an agreement on the conditions soon.
The government of Grenada is quite prepared that once we both agree in writing to those conditions, which I hope we can do within the next 24 hours maximum, that once we agree to those conditions, the union and the government will issue a joint statement. And in addition to that, the signing of the agreement will take place. In other words, I'm saying to us this morning, I'm reminding us this morning, the commitment of our government is that we are prepared to make a payment to all teachers. We are quite prepared. The payment as it relates to monies not paid to persons during rest and reflection must be on conditions that we have been discussing for the past couple months.
And that's the National Report. I'm Leslie Ann Johnson.
All right, well, thank you very much, Leslie Ann, and oh yeah, boy, this man, yeah, this little boy, he doesn't sleep very easily, you know. He's got energy, I don't know, man. It's like, whoa, yeah. So he makes a lot of trouble on some of the program. He just pulled on all the lights. Oh boy. Okay, so folks, we have to give you the weather right now. Okay, well, it's starting to get a little chilly, but from the Met Office, they are saying that the minimum temperature for tonight would be just around 23.5 degrees Celsius. The high today was 30.5 degrees Celsius. Winds are northeasterly to easterly at 12 to 22 miles per hour. Seas are slight to moderate, waves 3 to 5 feet in open waters. For now, the skies are clear. Maybe we'll have a slight chance of rain, a low chance of rain. If we get it, we're taking it. You know what I mean? Yep. All right, before we go, let's say hello to Charmaine, Rachel, Camille, Mishi, Noreen, Cynthia, Zaka, did I say Rachel and Irma, and Charlene and Peter, Kireen and Suzette. Hey, Suzette, what's going down? Trevelyn. Suzette, the man almost broke all my lights in the studio by just pulling one cable. Yeah. You know what that would have meant for you, Suzette? Yeah, no. But luckily, it didn't happen. Sandra, Deborah, Queenie, and Wendy, and I see that you were there as well. So blessings to you guys. Deslin, take care of yourself. Mike and Mom and Lintona and everyone else on the program. As usual, we want to say thank you very much for joining us on the live. All right, God bless you, Doris, Ventress, and Clara. All of you. Osric, you're there as well. Big up Osric and Rachel. All right, Joyous, I see that you're there as well. Phyllis, yeah, I said Kireen, right? So guys, do have yourselves a good time, Ruth. And guys, we're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, God's willing, on the program right here on Mikey Live. God bless you and your family. Let's all do this together. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Della, blessings. We all say, Ja! No. See you later. God bless you.